As I'm sure almost all of us are aware, in the next few months, we will be finally getting our property redevelopment commenced. Now, as a result of this, there's going to be a number of changes for all of us as a church in regards to where we meet, when we meet, what we're able to do, both on site and in other places. And so, each month for the next 3 months, I'm going to bring you an update in all our services on a Sunday as to what the next chapter of Norwest Anglican is going to look like. We're calling it Norwest Next, so we can all be on the same page with one another about what's happening. That will reduce anxiety and it will give the sense that we know what we're doing. Alrighty. Optics are everything. Alrighty, so what's the building project we're doing? The building project that's being undertaken is the redevelopment of the building in which we're all sitting, and that's going to give us new ministry spaces, new bathrooms, a new kitchen, new storage spaces, as well as increase the capacity of this room from 300 to 400. That couldn't come at a better time because our 10:30 service last week was our biggest ever, and today looks to be very similar. Now, for us to do that work, that means as a church, we are all going to need to meet off-site for approximately 4 to 6 months. Oh, the murmur. The murmur. And in all likelihood, our first Sunday off-site will be next week. No, not next week. Sunday, July 14. We want to give you lots of notice, which is the start of the school holidays in the middle of the year, about 12 weeks away, a bit more than that actually. Now, our plan is to meet as a church at William Clark College, which is 10 minutes away from here in Kellyville, and use their sports centre for our services. We are looking to combine some of our services across the day to make it easier for many of us in a bunch of different areas. So the plan is that our 8:30 a.m. service and our 10:30 a.m. service will combine at 9:30 a.m. and our 4:30 p.m. service and our 6:30 p.m. service will combine at 6 p.m. whilst we're off-site. Our Mandarin service will continue at 1 p.m. and all of that at William Clark College. Now, in the time of construction, for the 4 to 6 months, the plan is that our staff will continue serving our church and working during the week from this site as much as is practicable. And our early intention was to enable as many of our midweek ministries, our Fridays, our Bible studies, our youth and kids, our Easy English, to use this site midweek. But the information we have now received is that that's not going to be possible. A lot of the on-site challenges that we are going to face during the construction phase, such as power outages, toileting, safe access, parking, dust and noise, will be dependent upon the contractor's program for different parts of the work. And the more requirements that we make the builders work around, the longer the build process, the more expensive the build process. We have also had it made clear to us that the builders will be loath to work around other activities as more people on site introduces additional safety risks for everyone and makes the program harder to manage. So, staff are currently working with ministry leaders across our church to work out what suitable off-site arrangements are for all our different ministries. And we are communicating that firstly at that level, working that through, and then that's going to come through to all of us. Now, in regards to the expense of this building project, a number of years ago here at Norwest Anglican, we ran a fundraising appeal for this building project. It was called Seek First His Kingdom. If you've ever wondered what those banners have been doing up there, they are a reminder that we are all in this together. And at the time that we launched this fundraising program, pretty much everyone in our church supported this either financially and or in prayer. That's what's funding this building project. And so that money has been sitting in term deposits and we're about to start spending that money. However, in the midst of all of that was something called COVID. And the fact is that we needed to press pause on our building project for a at least 12-month window because everything shut down. And as a result, some of us at Norwest were not able or chose not to give all we had committed to the building project at that point in time. So I just want to say today and very gently that if that's you and you're now able to make your final contributions to the project, that would be wonderful. We certainly need it. Can I also say that if you're new here to Norwest over the last few years and you have been blessed by our ministry in this place, then if you are also willing to contribute to the building project, that would be gratefully received. The reason we are doing this is that this church will be able to continue to receive the hundreds and hundreds of people who we haven't even met yet, but who will come week by week over the decades to come. If you'd like to know how you can give to that, these green sheets are available. They are in both doorways, so you can't miss them on your way out. Do you have any questions? The answer is we have hundreds. Okay, so we are currently building an FAQ page on our website, which is where we'll be able to direct you to see if your questions are answered. But if they're not, perhaps there are things that we haven't thought through yet. That's quite likely. Up the back of the church in the Norwest Building Project information section on the back wall, there is a QR code. You simply need to hit that with your phone and put your question in. That goes straight to the office, and we will then get back to you and maybe even use your question on the FAQ page if we think that that's a question that a whole number of us will want to know the answer to. You know what? This is a lot of work. Isn't it incredible that we even need to think about doing this? For God brings so many people to this church to hear his gospel and have their lives changed forever. Where would you rather be?